top stories tonight. President Tinubu orders police to provide security at Rivers State local government secretariats. Rivers State governor condemns burning of local government facilities. Concerns raised over influx of multi-billion naira illicit firearms in Nigeria. At least 10 people killed, 5 injured in Zambia's Mumbwa district. Thank you for joining us. I'm Felicity Ezewige. Let's begin with update on the political crisis in Rivers State. Violence, burning of local government secretariat complexes, including sporadic gunshots, marked the assumption of officers and swearing in of chairmen and councillors in some local government areas of Rivers State on Monday. The 23 secretariat complexes had been barricaded by the Nigerian police for 3 months following the ongoing political crisis in the state until the State Police Command withdrew its officers. News Center's correspondent, Austin Azu, who is monitoring the development in the state, brings us details.
After the swearing-in of council chairman by the Rivers State governor, similarly for Bulgaria, the council chairman would in turn swear in the councillors-elect and vice chairman in their respective AGAs. Though the ceremony was quite peaceful in Port Harcourt City AGA, but took a different tone in Eleme, Emoha, Oyigbo, and other AGAs, where secretariats were set ablaze by suspected hoodlums, leaving many people with varying degrees of injuries. At Ikwerre Local Government area, where the FCT Minister Udo Murdered hails from, immediately after the inauguration of the 10th legislative arm of the council, sporadic gunshots rented the air as every scapper for safety. After a few hours, when no mercy perceived to have returned to the council secretariats, New Central News Crew, however, seeks to examine the level of damage during the crossfire.
All right, as you can see, normalcy has returned to the council secretariat, and like you witnessed earlier, the councillors have been sworn in. We have elected our principal officers, and work has resumed.
You can see, you see that here is normal, peaceful. Yes, some hoodlums came here and they were shooting, but God being on our side, they ran away.
All official duties by tomorrow resumes, and nothing, nobody, no human being, nothing created by God can end it except God. So nobody anywhere should think that this gate can be closed by anybody. And if such people attempt to come close to this gate, we are going to get them alive. We will get them alive.
Speaking with newsmen, Chairman of Ikwerre Local Government Council, who expressed displeasure in an attempt to raise down the secretariat complex, said he would leave no stone unturned to ensure he protects the council property and staff. The council boss thereafter renamed the admin block from Wike to Ibilawe House, even as he called on President Bola Tinubu to sack the FCT minister.
I am telling the IG of police that if any building here go down, businesses that they own university will go down. And I'm ready to go to prison for that. Because you cannot come and destroy the structure of our forefathers. You have done your 3 for 80. Allow people to rule their own tenure. You can't be up and down and nobody can be God. Wike is not God. Yes. And let me advise him, those who are pushing him are also killing him. They are beating him and clapping hands. With the likes of those who are calling them reverse judge, this one, that. Wike should be advised to go and arrest. Because for this fight, it's going to be. But anybody who comes to shoot gun here, destroy anything here, there will be problem for that person. And let me also call on Mr. President that Wike, he should immediately sack Wike because Wike is threatening democracy in Nigeria.
As one takes a walk outside the secretariat complex, one can still see empty bullets on the floor. This ugly incident has again brought to the fore how local government administration can work effectively and efficiently devoid of this avoidable violence. In Ikwerre Local Government area of Rivers State, I'm Austin Azu.
Austin Azu now joins us. He is on the ground still in Rivers State. Austin, let me begin by saying I'm glad, very glad to see you in one piece, because that chaos there was quite disheartening. It's been a minute since you put that report together. Has there been any further development, or the calm that was restored has sustained?
Well, at the moment, it seems that some of them have retired to their nest, and hoping that this event that took place today might not repeat itself tomorrow. Yet to hear from the police are still insisting that it will maintain neutrality in the political activities in Rivers State. But nevertheless, tomorrow is another day for us to confirm if they will maintain neutrality. And what took place at Obiakpo today, the police, there's one police division that is very close. In short, they are sharing a fence with the fence of the Obiakpo Local Government Council Secretariat. And during the invasion or during the attack, of course, we didn't see any reprisal attack from the police end. So when I asked question about what happened, because those who were close to the fence, of course, we are quite inside, and we didn't see the more action that took place outside. So when we came out, we asked, this is a security post, and this is a police station. And of course, it's perceived that the police ought to have repaired those attackers. So we inquired, and nobody gave us the accurate answer. But what we gathered from that particular spot insists that the police, they were all going into their various offices based on the fact that they insisted that they will maintain neutrality in all these events. So we hope that tomorrow we might not experience this kind of attack anymore. Then workers in those areas, so that they can go back to their various offices. Earlier on this morning, we spoke to a cross-section of some of the workers who have stayed home for 3 months, and they were happy returning to work. And not only that as well, you know, most of them equally expressed optimism that hope that this particular exercise that stored them away from their offices will not repeat itself.
All right, Austin, was the unsealing of the Secretariat, I just wanted to confirm that, before the president's directive to the police to protect public facilities? If yes, has there been a response to the president's directive by the police in the state to go back and guard these secretariats?
Well, that directive can only be implemented by the police, but nevertheless, you know, sometimes this directive can be misunderstood. They were only directed, asked to provide security and not to take over the premises, just like what they were told on before now by the IGP for them to take over the premises, perhaps due to the perceived violence from both factions. We look forward to see where the police will be able to provide this neutrality and ensure that those who are supposed to go to the offices are allowed access into the offices, not barricading the entrance of the office, just like what they did in the past, to allow people who are supposed to be in their offices to perform their civic responsibility to do so.
All right, go to court is the new catchphrase. It seems to have replaced, if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us. What are the parties saying, especially those who did not participate in the polls, about going to court? Has there been any conversation around that?
Yes, of course, we met with some of these party faithful. Of course, you know, the PDP, they did not field any candidate for this election. They withdrew from the exercise, and likewise the APC. But nevertheless, it seems that they are heading to the courts already. So they are saying that they will challenge the outcome of the election, and even the swearing in, they call it an illegal swearing in, that they hope to get victory from the court. So we hope to engage them once again to look at what they will be doing pending when the court will give the resolution on the outcome of the just concluded local government election here in Rivers State.
Austin, thank you for speaking with us and for the good work that you've done in Rivers. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has called for calm in Rivers State, urging Governor Siminalayi Fubara political leaders and their supporters to show restraint and respect the rule of law. This follows rising tensions after last Saturday's local government council election, with reports of arson and explosions causing alarm. President Tinubu expressed deep concern and urged all political actors to de-escalate the situation, discouraging their supporters from any act of violence or destruction. The president has directed the police to swiftly restore peace and order in the state. He stressed the importance of protecting public institutions, warning that government facilities funded by taxpayers must be safeguarded against vandalism. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police has reiterated its commitment to neutrality and adherence to legal directives concerning the recently concluded local government elections in Rivers. This comes amid allegations of partisanship following an order from the Inspector General of Police for the immediate unsealing of all local government council secretariats in the state. Addressing a press briefing in Lagos, the force clarified that its actions were guided by a series of court orders. The Inspector of Police, who described recent comments from the Rivers State Governor as unfounded and detrimental to the credibility of law enforcement, directed the immediate unsealing of the secretariats.
Whatever it is, the IGP has ordered the Commissioner of Police in charge of Rivers State to do deployment, to take charge and make sure it restores normalcy to Rivers State. It is important, it is our constitutional responsibility to make sure we maintain law and order, and of course protect lives and property. So we don't want to be dragged into the politics in Rivers State. I want to remain professional, we remain impartial, and make sure we discharge our duties as expected of us. It's quite unfortunate that the people, some certain individuals in Rivers State have been attacking the police institution, attacking the security institution in Nigeria, and of course, they are passing up complimentary statements against the person and office of the Inspector General of Police. We want us to be decorum when we are addressing issues like this. We are all interested in having peace in all corners of this country. We all yearn to have peace, to have tranquility, and have unity in this country. So we are going to do the needful to make sure that we restore normalcy to Rivers State. We only want to appeal to the people of Rivers State to please always work with police and other security agencies so that our assignments can be very, very easy for us in that state. We want all of them to maintain peace, to embrace peace. It is for the good of the state, for the good of all of us, and for the good of their country, Nigeria at large.
Let's now hear from the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, who has admonished Rivers people to carry out their political business with all sense of responsibility. He also stated that the business of politics should not degenerate to the level of killings and destruction of government facilities built with taxpayers' money. Governor Fubara made the assertion when he visited the Ikwerre Local Government Council Secretariat, Ethiopia, to inspect the level of damages after the council was set ablaze by political thugs.
We're here to see for ourselves the incident that took place in Ikwerre Local Government Council. I'm just coming in from Ikwerre, where the governors of the South and also the Nigerian Governors Forum went to pay condolence to our brother, the governor of Ikwerre, who lost his wife. I just came in, so I said it would be proper for me to assess the situation myself. I feel very sad seeing what has just happened in this council. Must we go low in politics? There was an election on Saturday. The new council chairmen were inaugurated yesterday. We are aware of the boasting that they will not be allowed to access the Secretariat. And we were happy early hours of this morning when the Inspector General of Police directed his men to vacate the premises for easy access of the new elected officers to resume office. And immediately they took advantage of that space to destroy government facility. Who is the loser? The new council that is coming in, the fund that will be applied to other things will now be used to fix this place.
To discuss more on the Rivers State political situation, we're joined by the legal counsel to Action People's Party, Henry Ekine. Henry, it's good to have you on the news. All right, I don't think we have that connection established. We will come back to that story subsequently. But for now, let's tell you that the heads of security agencies in Plateau State have assured residents of the state that measures have been put in place to ensure adequate security of members of the public before, during, and after the 2024 local government election. The assurance was given during a one-day security meeting between the sister security agencies, representatives of political parties, civil society organizations, media practitioners, religious and traditional rulers. We'll bring you that report by our correspondent, Chizoba Anyowe, much later. Coming up still tonight, concerns over entrance of multi-billion naira illicit firearms. That's after the break. Join us again. If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. President Tinubu orders police to provide security at Rivers State local government secretariats. Rivers State governor condemns burning of local government facilities. Concerns raised over influx of multi-billion naira illicit firearms in Nigeria. At least 10 people killed, 5 injured in Zambia's Mumbwa district. Concerns have been raised following the continuous illegal shipping of firearms into Nigeria in the last few years. The firearms, valued at billions of naira, have made their way into the country in the last 7 years, with locations of many remaining unknown. It was asserted that most of the arms and ammunition were smuggled into the country via the Tinkan Island and Apapa ports in Lagos State, as well as through land borders in Enugu and Cross River State. The Bukoro region of Baruten local government area of Kwara State, the Igbora area of Oyo State, and the Idiroko in Ogun State, among other entry points. Security officials and experts indicate that these illicit arms contribute significantly to the nation's severe security issues, particularly in the northwest and northeast region. In the southeast, residents and indigents of Ethiopia autonomous community in Bende local government area of Abia State are calling on the security agencies and governments to ensure that those responsible for the deaths of Jacob Udo and wife Dockers are brought to book. The Ethiopia community was thrown into shock last Tuesday following the murder of a couple in their private residence. Chinwe Ugele tells us more.
Because they were the perpetrators of that thing. Because my fear, if those people, if they fail to apprehend them, we are not safe.
Jacob Udo, a 78-year-old man, was murdered alongside his wife on Tuesday by yet to be identified persons here in Ethiopia, Bende local government area of Abia State. For those who knew the couple, Jacob Udo and wife Dorcas, they led a very simple but impactful lives.
Since I'm not allowed to be problem, I know to be long when you have a hand. They may okuloka. Even that last 3 months with the woman who won your money on one day morning Sunday at Mobia.
If you know Ogemka school need to, all I can be. So he has been a very good man. On your blam, and we can in this our community.
The couple, though from Itumbuzo, lived in Ethiopia, both in Bende local government area for over 4 decades. The quiet and peaceful village now has neighbors of the late couple live in shock and fear.
I was shocked to do bone marrow. I was dumbfounded. I couldn't, even now that I'm standing, I couldn't figure out anything that this type of thing will happen.
So for that day, I really don't know. I wonder what you see me. Because I'm Baba do town who boom mad her boy do town. And my to say, me one no tell you it is safe.
The neighbors attest to the good relationship of the couple with other people in Etitiolo, believing that the perpetrators of the act must have come from elsewhere. The village head was absent when we called on him to speak on the development. Abia State Police Command confirms the arrest of some suspects and has promised to investigate the killings until answers are got.
It further discovered that several properties were carted away. Upon the report, the crime scene was visited and corpses deposited at the mortuary for autopsy. 3 suspects were arrested in connection with this heinous crime and currently under interrogation at the State Criminal Investigation Department.
As government puts measures in place to secure the urban areas, security must also be improved upon in the rural dwellings in order to protect lives and property of dwellers. In Etitiolo, in Bender local government area of Abia State, for News Central, Chinwe Ugili.
Many thanks, Chinwe. Earlier on Monday, the First Lady of Lagos State held a press conference to address the ongoing fight against tuberculosis, underscoring the state government's effort in combating the disease. A News Center's correspondent, Bettina Uweli, has details.
The First Lady hosted a critical press conference aimed at intensifying the fight against tuberculosis in the state. The event, which brought together health experts, state officials, and members of the press, was part of an ongoing campaign to raise awareness about the disease and encourage early diagnosis and treatment. Dr. Sanwo-Olu highlighted the alarming rate of tuberculosis in Nigeria, particularly in densely populated areas like Lagos, and stressed the importance of community engagement in eradicating the disease.
The role of chairmen, the female chairmen, and wives of our local government area is crucial as having grassroots advocacy, TB awareness, advocacy reforms, and sustainable budgetary lines to be implemented every year to ensure realistic care planning for the community is put in place from onset.
According to the World Health Organization, Nigeria is one of the countries with the highest burden of tuberculosis, and Lagos State accounts for a significant portion of cases due to its dense population, hence the urgent need for public sensitization to be led by the inaugurated ambassadors.
In Africa alone, we have like 2.4 million with TB, with 1 person every 30 seconds. In Nigeria, we have 479,000 people that have the disease. And in Lagos, we have, and still counting, 18,541 Lagosians with tuberculosis in 2023.
The First Lady also announced new initiatives to enhance the state's tuberculosis control program, including the distribution of free treatments, improved access to health facilities, and a public awareness campaign to educate residents on the dangers of untreated tuberculosis.
Once again, it is noteworthy to mention that TB is preventable, TB is curable, and diagnosis and treatment is free. Anyone with cough of more than 2 weeks should visit the directly observed therapy short course known as DOTS centers in over our 301 primary healthcare centers, our 30 general hospitals, and some selected private hospitals across the 20 LGAs and LCDAs in the state. Not only that, we have our mobile X-ray trucks that are going all over Lagos.
Tuberculosis remains a serious health challenge in Nigeria, especially in Lagos. But with the state's renewed commitment to awareness and treatment, it is hoped that more lives will be saved. In Lagos, for News Central, I am Bettina Nwili.
Many Nigerians say the rising cost of living is limiting access to education beyond the reach of many parents. While many are already considering the option of enrolling their wards in public schools, others may be adding to the number of out-of-school children. However, educators believe subsidizing education should be of utmost priority to the government to make it accessible to all children. News Center's Omolola Ololade tells us more in this report.
Education in Nigeria has become increasingly pricey in recent years, placing an immense financial strain on parents and guardians. From primary to tertiary institutions, both public and private schools have raised their fees, making quality education increasingly unaffordable for many families. Many Nigerians, however, believe education should be free, especially at the primary level.
Personally, I have children as well, so I know how much I cough out this time around to pay for school fees. So, and I'm doing business. What of those that don't do it, the kind of thing I do? How will they afford to pay that?
The problem is not what student loan. The problem is about reducing the fee or peradventure free education.
The average private primary school tuition fee in Lagos was 110,000 in 2021. It rose to 150,000 in 2022. 180,000 in 2023, and in 2024, parents had to pay 250,000 at the beginning of the new session. Educationists attributed the increase in tuition fees and educational materials to the present economic situation due to the rising inflation and deteriorating value of the naira.
I personally am aware of 5 schools within the Ikwerre local government area that have shut down in the last year alone. 5. Because they're not able to continue.
As private school operators increase fees for primary and secondary school students by over 300%, more and more Nigerian kids are left to attend public schools, putting financial constraints on this sector as they strive to meet the educational needs of a growing student population. However, the sudden hike in tuition fees for model boarding schools in Lagos was not a welcome development, as it sparked a protest from parents.
The situation of things socioeconomically in the country is not something that most people can bear with at all. It's been rough going for them, and that is why they have taken to the last resort of going public. Of even, demonstrating in front of the very school.
Educationists, however, believe the Nigerian government is in a bind on how to continue its long-standing policy of subsidizing education, especially in the face of economic uncertainties and rising prices.
All of basic education should be free. You are subsidizing boarding, okay, fair point. After we are done with basic education and we cannot progress to formal tertiary education, what are we empowered to do? What has basic education empowered us to do, basic and secondary education?
Nigeria has a worrying number of out-of-school children due to escalating education costs, hence the need for increased government financing, particularly for basic education. In Lagos, for News Central, I am Omolola Ololade.
The governments of Bulgaria and Nigeria are set to sign a memorandum of understanding where the citizens of both countries will enjoy certain benefits from the bilateral relations. The new deal, yet to be signed between the two countries, will be in the areas of agriculture, education and security, which is seemingly bedeviling some parts of Nigeria. News Center's Chizoba Anyowe reports that the Bulgarian envoy to Nigeria recently paid a courtesy visit to the Plateau State governor. Her report.
It's not the first time Bulgaria would be working closely with Nigeria, as they had shared in the past close ties in several areas. This time around, the two countries will be looking at agriculture, education, and majorly security, which has continued to ravage many communities in Nigeria. The deplorable condition of education and high rise in poor agricultural practices, which lead to poor yields and food insecurity, remain very key for any society to thrive. These are the essence of the visit of the Bulgarian ambassador to Nigeria during his courtesy call on the governor of Plateau State.
The first one is, of course, agriculture. And I think that this is a sector and area where Bulgaria can bring a lot of added value to the Plateau State in particular and Nigeria as a whole. The second thing that I believe we can cooperate is, of course, I'm sure you know that in Bulgaria we have a very top quality defense industry and we offer a lot of defense and security solutions to any challenges in the world. So I believe that Bulgaria's companies are also ready for a very structured cooperation with the Plateau State, especially in terms of the Operation Rainbow. The third point, which I believe is where the backbone of Bulgaria-Nigeria relationship is always and has always been, this is the education.
Governor Mutfwang is appreciative of the visit while hoping that the collaboration will pave the way for more dealings for the two countries.
We want to really appreciate your coming, and your coming has opened a new vista of relationship between our state and your country, and we would love to see how to explore this further. So we'll be glad to receive more introductions from Bulgarian companies and what they can do with us and for us, and as well as the Bulgarian government, how we can be able to enhance this collaboration. So we look forward to deepening that relationship, like you have come to judge.
How soon this deal will be signed for the commencement of projects is what the people of Plateau State and Nigeria by extension are looking forward to. In Jos for News Central, Chizoba Anyowe.
Still ahead, at least 10 people killed, 5 injured in Zambia mining disaster. We'll tell you more after the break. Join us again. At least 10 people have been killed and 5 others injured in a mine collapse in southwest Zambia. According to the police, the tragedy occurred in the Mumbwa district on Monday morning when the ground gave way during mining activities. Rescuers initially pulled 6 people from the rubble, but 1 miner later died in hospital from his injuries. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the accident and working to determine the exact number of people inside the mine at the time of the collapse. Fatal mining accidents are common in Zambia, which is home to numerous mines. Just in August, 8 people lost their lives when a gravel mine collapsed east of the capital, Lusaka. Tunisia's President Kais Saied has been re-elected in landslide victory, securing 90.69% of the vote in Sunday's election. This was confirmed by the head of the country's electoral authority in a national broadcast on Monday. Said's closest rival, Ayachi Zemal, garnered just 7.3% of the vote. according to the official results released. Voter turnout, however, was notably low at 28.8%, marking the lowest participation rate since Tunisia's 2011 revolution.
لحصول المترشح السيد قيس سعيد على الأغلبية المطلقة للأصوات المصرح بها، تصرح الهيئة العليا المستقلة للانتخابات بفوزه في الانتخابات الرئاسية لسنة 2024 من الدور الأول.
Let's now join our business desk for today's business news.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
In business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has seen a significant decline in dividends remitted to the federal government since the introduction of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA. This is according to a report by Abuja-based think tank Agora Policy. The PIA was intended to attract investment, improve the regulatory and business environment, and boost petroleum revenues. However, Agora's policies analysis reveals that 2 years into the implementation, the PIA has not achieved these goals. Instead, revenues from the petroleum sector to the Federation have dropped compared to the pre-PIA era. The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative PCNGI revealed that Nigeria has flared about $12.5 billion worth of gas over the last 5 years. PCNGI Director Engineer Michael Oluwagbemi highlighted that the introduction of the Compressed Natural Gas CNG initiative aims to turn waste into wealth and bolster the economy. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Ibanji praised the initiative, confirming the state's adoption, especially in vehicle mobility. Oluwagbemi emphasized the importance of harnessing Nigeria's natural resources to fuel economic growth. Speaking in Ado-Ekiti during the launch of 15 CNG-enabled buses and the establishment of conversion centers, he noted the inevitability of ending fuel subsidies to save the economy. The Democratic Republic of Congo plans to clamp down on companies sourcing minerals from its conflict-ridden eastern region, where smuggling fuels one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. The government, having already warned Apple about purchasing metals potentially linked to violence and smuggling, is now investigating other firms. This is according to Foreign Minister Therese Kayikwamba Wagner. The DRC's mineral wealth has fueled decades of conflict, with the eastern provinces being a major source of tantalum used in electronics. Rebel Group M23 recently seized the country's largest tantalum mine. Allegations that Rwanda backs the group have intensified tensions, although Rwanda denies involvement. Uganda's central bank implemented its first consecutive rate cut in 4 years, lowering the benchmark rate from 10% to 9.75%, citing an improved inflation outlook. Deputy Governor Michael Atingi-Ego announced the decision, stating that while risks to inflation remain balanced, caution in monetary policy is necessary to sustain inflation control and support socioeconomic transformation. In September, annual inflation slowed to 3%, while core inflation dropped to 3.7%, both below the 5% target. The Ugandan shilling has also strengthened, appreciating nearly 4% against the dollar since June, further aiding inflation control. And that's a package on business news at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Perpetua Fasome Peter. The news continues shortly.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
And in sports, goalkeepers Amos Obasogie and Stanley Nwabali arrived Super Eagles camp in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, ahead of AFCON 2025 qualifier against Libya. Let's join Favor Itwa for more updates.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
And in sport, Nigeria's tennis players will battle their South African opponents next year in the Davis Cup playoffs for a chance to qualify for the World Group 2. The coach Benson Ishicheli-led Nigerian team will have to play a higher-placed South African team to determine which team progresses to the prestigious group. South Africa, ranked 57th in the world, will be the home team for the competition, which will be played in home and away format at venues to be decided by the host. Zimbabwe and Namibia, who qualified alongside Nigeria, will also be seeking a berth into the World Group 2 via the playoffs. The upcoming playoff matches are expected to serve off on the weekend of January 31st to the 1st of February 2025 or 1st to 2nd of February 2025 at the discretion of the home nation. And out of football, Nigeria Football Federation President Ibrahim Gusau has urged Nigerians to remain optimistic about the Super Eagles' chances of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup despite a rocky start to the qualifiers. The team has only garnered 3 points from their first 4 matches, leaving them 5th in Group C, 4 points behind leaders Benin Republic and South Africa. To stay in the race, the Super Eagles must win all 6 of their remaining matches. Gusau acknowledged the challenges facing Nigerian football but believes the team can bounce back.
I have much confidence that we will qualify for the next World Cup in 2026. I know we have a very bad start, having just 3 points in 4 matches. But if you look at the momentum now gathered by the Super Eagles team, you know at least there is some level of progress. And by the grace of God, going forward, I know everybody among these young players know what is at stake. And we are surely going to do our best to ensure that we support the team. We have just started our qualifiers for the Next Nation Cup in Morocco 2025. And by the grace of God, that will be our breakthrough.
Still talking football, Fasi Kenema FC goalkeeper Maso Basoje and Chippa United goalkeeper Stanley Wabali have arrived at the Super Eagles camp in Uyo, Akwa Ibom ahead of the AFCON 2025 qualifier against Libya on Friday. The duo were the first set of players to arrive on Monday afternoon. However, Super Eagles call-ups Wilfred Ndidi, Benjamin Tanimu and assistant coach Daniel Lugumodide failed to hit the team's training camp in Uyo today after their local flights out of Lagos was cancelled. More players are expected on Tuesday. Interim coach Augustine Aguavoin has called up 23 players for the doubleheader against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. And now to continental football, Enyimba will face 2 Egyptian clubs title holders, Zamalek and Al Masry, in the group stage as they bid to become the first Nigerian winners of the CAF Confederation Cup. Mozambican team Black Bulls complete Group D after the draw was made at the Confederation of African Football offices in Cairo on Monday. Enyimba progressed to the group stage after defeating Burkina Faso's Etoile Filante 3-2 in a trailing penalty shootout. Group A is arguably the group of death, featuring Simba SC of Tanzania, CS Fasen from Tunisia and Algerian powerhouses CS Constantine and Angola's Bravos do Maquis. Group C includes former champion USM Alger, ASEC Mimosa, ASC Jarraf and Orapa United. Group B features RS Berkane of Morocco, who will look to excel against Mali Stade Malien, Stidi Lundal Sol and the South African debutant Stellenbosch. The group stage is scheduled to commence on the 26th to 27th of November with match day 1, followed by match day 2 between 6 to 8 of December 2024. And that wraps it up on Sports Update and Favor Itwa.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
Entertainment news is next.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
And now in entertainment tonight. Nigerian actor and comedian AY has announced his nomination for the Africa Cinema Legacy Award at the upcoming Africa Cinema Summit 2024, an event that will celebrate over 20 years of modern African cinema. The awards aim to honor individuals who have played pivotal roles in advancing African storytelling and diversifying content across the continent. Sharing the news, exciting news, AY expresses gratitude and pride, saying, "I'm thrilled to share that I've been nominated for a Legacy Award, and the incredible Idris Elba will be headlining the event in Ghana. This nomination is a testament to the hard work and passion that fuels my journey. I'm grateful for the recognition and can't wait to celebrate with all the amazing talents in the industry. Let's make history together." Now, the Africa Cinema Legacy Awards will take place under the theme Celebrating Diversity, Dedication and Excellence in Africa's Cinema Business, and will highlight AY's role in shaping the evolution of African cinema. Idris Elba, a Golden Globe-winning actor and chairman of the IE7 and the Kuna Group, will headline the summit, which is set to run from October the 7th to the 10th at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel in Accra, Ghana. Other notable figures such as Fiona Lapte, former Netflix executive and co-founder of Juno Studios, and Ghana's Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Andrew Kofi Igiakpa Mensah, who will also be featured at the event.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
And that's all tonight. But before we go, let's take a quick recap of some of our major stories. President Tinubu has ordered police to provide security at Rivers State local government secretariats. Rivers State Governor has condemned burning of local government facilities. Concerns have been raised over influx of multi-billion naira illicit firearms in Nigeria. We also told you that at least 10 people have been killed, 5 others injured in Zambia's Mungwa district. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Abo TV, and on YouTube. As always, thank you very much for your kind company. Have a good night rest.